Name, Charlie's Angels. Not to be confused with the one that came out in the year 2000, which apparently this is a sequel to, so you would have thought they'd have a different title. Did you see it? I did. One sentence summary. Imagine the Kingsman, but for ladies. Could you beat the villain? Is the real villain the Mark Zuckerberg type CEO? Is it the head of his security who's trying to sell a criminal weapon thing? Or is it the mystery assassin that they hired to steal the energy weapon thing? Callisto, named after a bear. Anyway, doesn't matter. The real villain is probably Patrick Stewart, the head of security, who used to work with the Angels, and now he's gone evil. So, he did seem to have a bit of fight in him via the medium of a stuntman. But I reckon if you kicked him in the hip, he'd probably go down. He's like 79 years old. So there you go. How do you improve the film? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If your secret organisation has got like body armour that's really lightweight and really effective, why are you not sharing that sort of gift with the world? It just makes you a dick. Anyways, the Angels have a tattoo which lets them communicate with each other instead of using a phone. Fair enough. I can get on board with that, but how do you like switch it on and off? So, do you like tap the tattoo on the back of your neck or your arm or whatever, or what's going on? Because like, I don't want to be sitting on the toilet having had a really bad curry and I'm feeling just awful, and then I can hear like my boss going, "Hey, you alright? What's going on? Why aren't you on your mission?" It's like, "Oh, leave me alone." Anyways, I know that Jane, the character in the film, is very pretty, but I think his name was Langston or Langdon or something along those lines. He was working in a lab, and he sees her and he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here." And then she starts fiddling around with stuff and making an explosive, and he starts helping her. Like, for all he knew, she could have been a terrorist or something. She was about to like break his neck, and he was like, "You're pretty," and then he helps her escape. Anyways, luckily she didn't do that. Ralph, the creepy security guard, um, he sends his dudes out to look for Eleanor because wants her for questioning or something. He thinks something suspicious is going on, and he doesn't lock down the building initially, as I would have done. And then he dies. So I hope he didn't have, a family who were depending on him, because I don't think the evil company they're going to pay out, and like the Angels have done a bunk, so they're probably not going to pay out. I watched an interview with the cast a little while ago, and Jane, whatever her real name is, I can't remember. Her mum was Lorraine Pascal, the chef lady from. Anyway, she says she's trained in a whole bunch of martial arts. If that is the case and she can do the martial arts, why was this film like edited with every fight scene cut like a million times? It's like a Marvel movie but on fast forward. I didn't know that Kristen Stewart of Twilight fame could actually act. Apparently she can. And I didn't know that the assassin dude could talk until the very end of the film. Um, Bit weird. He's just absolutely silent until the bit where he called one of them a bitch. Rude, very rude. If you can't say something nice, just keep your mouth shut. Anyway, that assassin dude, he's undercover at a cafe. I believe a hipster cafe. Anyway, so he's undercover and he's typing away on a typewriter, and he's using the reflection in the lid to see what's going on behind him. I think he would have stood out slightly less if he just used a laptop and like the video camera thing in the laptop to see behind him. Maybe he could have faked being on a video chat or something along those lines. That assassin dude again. He rolls up in a bulletproof urban assault vehicle with a machine gun. He's got a flap in his windscreen and he can shoot out it with a machine gun. Good, lovely. The other bit of the windscreen is bulletproof, but I'll tell you what isn't, the tyres. Probably should have thought about that. It's a design flaw. There's a dramatic car crash where Jane falls out of the car and Eleanor is trapped in the car as it sinks into a river. And first off, you couldn't see any bubbles on the surface, even though you could see air bubbles when they were underwater. Maybe they didn't actually try and drown the actors, I don't know. Anyways, my main fault with that is Jane has a bit of trouble opening the car door to get Eleanor out, and it's like, oh no, drama and tension and stuff. But again, Jane was thrown out of the car as it crashed. Maybe her door flew open and she flew out and then it slammed shut. But the back window of the car has been shot out by the machine gun on the car behind them. Why didn't she like, oh, well, this door's stuck. I'll just go around the back. Out we go. Time is of the essence. What was with that weird dance number that Kristen Stewart and Jane, the character and the actress, swapped them around? Can't remember. What was with the weird dance number they did? That was very strange. What was that part of the plan, or were they just killing time? Also, if you're going to do criminal dealings, why would you do it at your house? And why would you do it at a party where there could be potentially many, many witnesses? Strange. That was some of the worst fake crying I've ever seen in a film. The tin of mints that are more than they seem is the exact same joke that was used in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I don't know why that is. I'm not even... It might have been the same brand of mints as well. I can't remember. I'll look into it. Right, so Elizabeth Banks abandons the team, and she also has a mysterious meeting with a shadowy figure in a car. And that's all done to make it look like perhaps she is the villain. But she's not. So, why did her character... She explains it, oh, I had to abandon the team during the mission to go and see if I can get Patrick Stewart, the bastard. But why didn't she say that? She's like, look, guys, I know it's poor timing, but I've got to go. There's an evil bellend coming along, and I'm going to try and stop him. Instead, she just abandoned them. The poor angels were left to their own devices. Elizabeth Banks says she's 40. In real life, she's 45. Doesn't matter. Then later, some of the characters who were in the room when she mentioned she was 40 ask how old she is because she remembers Michael Keaton as Batman and another old film. But like, why are you being so horrible about her age? She's already mentioned it. She doesn't look 150. Also, I remember Michael Keaton's Batman. As does Kristen Stewart, I'm assuming, because she's only 2 years younger than me. I looked into it. Some of the other characters are significantly younger than I am. Eleanor's boss, he's done some evil. He's stolen a thing and he's trying to sell it to some dudes to use them as assassination weapons. Callisto, the electro thing. Anyways, he leaves his passport and his laptop just out in his hotel. He's very confident that no one was going to rob him. Like, he obviously trusts all of the maids. There was so much Sony advertising in this film. Anyway. And anyway, so the assassin dude and Jane, they're having their fisticuffs for the third time. Triadic structure, nice. And she says to him, you've only got 7 moves. And I know them all. Really? Why is he still punching you in the face for a little bit after you've said that? Riddle me that, lady. Right, rating out of 5 beers. I give it a 4. There wasn't anything like terribly wrong with this film. It was just kind of meh. Obviously, I wasn't the target audience. But I found the bit where they go into the big old wardrobe room and they're all looking at the pretty clothes quite patronising. But maybe it's empowering because look at the pretty clothes and stuff. Yay.